All right, y'all, I messed up. Yeah, so here's the thing. Welcome back to another horrible video. For foremost, it's your boy, and I am back with another not so banger. And yeah, I messed up. Let me tell you what happened. So I had this idea. So here's the thing. I had this idea of a video. Basically, I've been shopping off of this site called shopgoodwill.com, and I was going to basically purchase most of the parts, well, all the parts, if not most of the parts, and put a PC build together from shopgoodwill.com just to see if the pricing was right or if you do save a lot. And that's basically where my issues come in because I bought the case, I bought the motherboard, I bought the cooler, I bought the CPU, which was originally an i3 10100, and I bought the GPU. I bought the i3 10100, and then I saw the GPU, which was a 6700 XT. Just saw the prices of it. And then I decided I was gonna upgrade that to a i5 10600K that I got off of Macari, just because the card and the CPU just didn't make sense. It definitely doesn't make sense at an i3 level, but the only parts that I didn't get from Goodwill was the SSD, the RAM, and the power supply. Because once you factor in shipping and handling and taxes, sometimes it's just better to get them off of Amazon, especially the power supply. Like you're getting a used power supply that's untested, and you don't want your main component powering everything to be used. And if the price doesn't make sense, especially. So I'm all hyped up. I start building. I'm not even thinking about the size of anything because I'm trying to do this blind build where I start unboxing everything, putting it together just to show y'all the condition that they came in and how they look when I was putting it together. And I'm excited. So I get the motherboard in there. I get the cooler in there. I get the power supply. I'm starting to see how I'm gonna route the power supply, and then I pull out the graphics card, the 6700 XT Red Devil by AMD. And yes, it doesn't fit because like I didn't do the research properly on the case, and I wasn't even thinking about hard drive holders or whatever you call them, the hard drive shroud. And yeah, it just, and now I could cut them apart, but since I'm trying to sell it, it just didn't make sense. And I don't have the tools. I'm not even going front like I have the tools or can get the tools. But yeah, this definitely doesn't fit in there, which was a shame because I was going to pin this as a stealth build. And then, and yeah, with all the hype, it just blew up in my face. But I thought in my head a show must go on. So I headed back to shopgoodwill.com to find another review. And they actually had a couple. One was a 6600 XT. That would have been perfect for it. And I could even downgrade to the i3 and sell it for a good price. And then the other GPU was a mystery. This is where the gambling came into effect because the listing that they have on there in the background was a 3060 Ti, but it was just a box and it was different from the card that you saw. And I knew it, but it was an RTX card and from PNY. And I didn't know what card it was. Like it could have been a 3060, it could have been a 4060, it could have even been a 2060 Super, or the worst one would be a 3050. And when I was looking at it, I even started combing the internet, and I even asked ChatGPT, I asked Copilot, and they couldn't identify it. and I was looking at pictures from PNY, and it looked like a 3060, maybe a 4060, but most likely when I got to the 3050, I was like, it probably is a 3050. But still, I was so curious that I had to buy it and know what it was. So I put a bid in for 54 and one, and it came out to like 174. Now, here's the thing: if it is a 3060, I got a decent deal. If it's a 4060, I scored big time. But if it's a 3050, well, then I probably just shot myself in the foot. And where that's where it felt like gambling, because I used to like gamble on sports, and it brought that same feeling up. Like even eBay brings up that feeling, like when you bid and you win, you feel satisfied for winning at a good, especially if you got a good price, you feel satisfied. And that's what it was. It was the thrill of it, like not knowing what it is. Maybe I could get a big thing. So, what's in the box? I'm going to find out. I didn't even look at it. I'm going to open it up on camera just to see if my gamble paid off, or if I need to rethink my life choices. And after that, I'll give you my honest thoughts on shopgoodwill.com, if it's a good site or not. So yeah, let's see if I got a treasure trove or a risky gamble. All right, let's see what it is. Like I said, this is what was in the background: RTX 3060 Ti. Now, I would tell you that feels predatorial by putting this in the background. I don't know if they know what they were doing or they were pushing for it. Maybe they was like, hey, we have a box, we can put a GPU in it. Like, this is a 3-fan MSI and you have a PNY. I don't know. It feels off to me. It feels throwing. But I made a mistake, so y'all don't have to make the mistake. And let's continue unboxing this. Doesn't even fit in the box. It doesn't, like, it doesn't even fit in the box. It doesn't. It just doesn't fit in the box. Like, what was this whole point? Got a SAG bracket. I could use the SAG bracket, actually. This might be cool. I might use the SAG bracket in something, but still. I got scammed. I got hoodwinked. I got bamboozled. Uh, kind of. I knew by looking at it, it was probably a 3050. I still bid it on it. Curiosity kills the cat. It is what it is. But I am going to share my thoughts right now on it. Still going to put the PC together. I'm going to put the i3 in there with the 3050. See how that plays. But yeah, so yeah, this is one of the issues you can run with shopgoodwill.com. So is it for your average bidders? No. If it's like your first time bidding, I wouldn't do it, because you just don't know what you're going to get or the condition you're going to get the product in. Um, Also, some of the descriptions might be off. I don't know, like, I don't know if there's professionals looking at it, or if they are professionals looking at it, if they do this sort of thing. But yeah, I knew it wasn't a 3060 Ti. I thought it might have been a 3060. That was with my best hope. um, but yeah, I saw it could have been a 3050. So yeah. So I just ran Time Spy and just a couple of games. Tested everything. And I want to give you my honest opinion about shopgoodwill.com. And if it's a scam, first of all, it's not a scam. Secondly, always do your research. Me, I definitely didn't do none of the research on this thing past what I saw, what I wanted, and what was a great price. Yeah, I think it would have been fun because might have been a PC I would want to keep actually with a 6700 XT in it as a stealth build. And I just didn't get that opportunity. I mean, I could have started messing with the case and everything and soldered some things out, but that's just wasn't worth my time. But things that I like about shopgoodwill.com is the price can be reasonable, especially if you do your due diligence. Just because I overpaid for a 3050 doesn't mean nothing on that factor. Like the CPU cooler, even though it's old, it works and it's very good. I don't know if you can actually see on the screen the CPU temperature, but it like did not go over 60 in games or anything like that. It maintained well. Even the GPU temperature was well. It played all the games I wanted to play. Not high frames, but it played them. So that's that. Switch to a bigger view of everything. Now my score on Time Spy was 5,924, which is not bad for the components. What I paid for was $444.11 all together. So that gave me a score of 7.5 cents, which is reasonable. Not the best value, but it is reasonable. And all right, yo. So I'm back real quick. So real quick, where I said it was 444.11. It was actually $471.60. I forgot to add the RAM and the RAM into it because I bought that from a different site than Amazon and shopgoodwill.com. And that actually proves to you that like you can find better prices elsewhere, you know, because their RAM prices ain't that good. Also their PSUs ain't good, especially since they're used. But yeah, with that score, I actually got a score on 3D Marks. The cents per score is actually going to be $7.96 or 7 cents, 7.96 cents. Which is still reasonable, but it's not as good as 7.5. So yeah, uh, just to give y'all a disclaimer. I I actually really like this case. It's blue with the blue accent on it. It got like some temperature things up front. I think I'm gonna show that whole thing. Even though I didn't set those temperatures right, those are it's very old school. So like the thermometers in there, you actually have to connect them to the motherboard, the CPU separate, and then hard drives, and that's what it is. But yeah, technically shop goodwill.com is not a scam, and it's not a bad idea if you want to shop for used parts, retro parts, and a lot of other things. I just some of their practices I don't agree with them. I was duped by my own curiosity, and that was just it. Just my curiosity. What was this card? Because I could have went for a cheaper card. Matter of fact, a better card, but just the possibilities and was my hunch right, and it was right. It's a 3050. I didn't like that the 3060 Ti was behind it. Come on, I can see still. But yeah, other than that, shopgoodwill.com is a site, and I continue to bid on there, especially their optiplexes and OEM desktops. And I might plan on maybe a future one, just buying one of a gaming PC from them, or well, bidding for it. It is a bidding war, and it can get shaky. And actually, lately, I have noticed the bidding has heightened. I don't know if more people are bidding, but a lot of the prices just ain't worth it, in my opinion. I could find them cheaper on eBay or even Macari. And I continue to go on there because those are one of the sites I look at when I'm looking at PC parts. But if you're not beating out those sites, then sometimes it just can't be worth it. Do I recommend everybody uh go to that site or get their parts from it? Honestly, do your research. Yeah, I know you guys hear like crypto people saying do your research, but truly you have to do your research. You have to look at the parts, look at the screenshots when they write a little description, read those, go through the entire thing. And yeah, you might get a real good deal. So yeah, I think I actually skipped this gameplay, so I don't know if it's actually gonna be behind me or while I'm talking or anything like that. But yeah, until next time, it's your boy.